Hi, my name is Gurmeet. I am the Head of Financial Education, Training and Capability Development for WealthTrade Malaysia. Today, I am going to forecast on the gold trend based on fundamental analysis and also technical analysis. Firstly, as we can see, we have a news which is the ISM Services PMI, which is at 56.5 compared to 53.5, which was being forecasted previously, which has made it to actually be fitted into the inflationary pressures. Secondly, as we can see, previously we had a NFP, and the strong job numbers has actually made the Fed to rethink on its policy, where they would actually increase the interest rate up to 75 basis point. However, we are actually waiting for one meeting which would be held on the December 14 in order to see where would this actually take the Federal Reserve with their interest rate. And as we can see also that the investors are slightly worried about it, and the market has been responding to more bearish of US dollar. And thirdly, as we can see that China has not basically came out from its zero COVID policy, and these actually do not impact much towards the market, where actually gold prices has actually dropped down. And the trend that we are looking at is basically bearish. The fundamental range that we are looking at is 1767.63 to 1770.88. Now I would take you to the investing.com. As we are able to see at the investing.com at the daily for technical analysis, first and foremostly we will look at the Fibonacci. We have 3 support points and we have 3 resistance points. The first support point that we have is 1764.94. The second support point we have is 1754.51, and support 3 that we have is 1737.64. And for our resistance 1, we have 1798.68. For our resistance 2, we have 1809.11, and our resistance 3 is 1825.98, and this is all based on Fibonacci. And our pivot point would be at 1781.81. The first step that we will have to do is that we will have to look at what our technical indicators is basically indicating. As we are able to see here, we have a strong buy, and it is basically from all the technical indicators which is being listed here. And what we will have to do is that we can see at our moving average as well. This is an additional info that we can look into, which it also says and supports more towards buy. And we have to check with our higher time frames as well. As we can see at our weekly, we have our technical indicators which is actually supporting towards a strong buy, and our moving average is also a strong buy. And for monthly, we have our technical indicator which is actually saying a sell, and our moving average is basically a strong buy. What we will have to do, we can use another indicator which is known as the linear regression. So we can actually look at what actually the daily is basically indicating. As we are able to see here at the daily, we can see that our technical indicator is basically neutral at the daily. And if we can look at our weekly, we can see it is also neutral. And if we can go to our monthly, we would be able to see that it's more towards the uptrend for our linear regression. We will have to use another strategy tester which is known as the RSI strategy tester and also the Bollinger Band strategy tester. The most important thing about the strategy tester is to ensure that the RSI strategy tester and the Bollinger Band strategy tester need to have the percent profitable about 50% and above. If let's say it does not meet 50% and above, which means that we would not be able to actually follow the trend on that particular time frame. As we are able to see here, firstly we can go with the RSI strategy at the daily. We can see that our RSI strategy here is actually showing us about 66.67%, and we can go and check for our weekly. We are able to see that we have 56.26%, and if we look at our monthly, we are able to see that we have about 0%, which means that our monthly time frame does not meet the requirement. What we will have to do is that we can check along with our Bollinger Band strategy as well. As we can see for our Bollinger Band strategy at the daily, we have 64.57%, and if we look at our weekly, we will have about 56.76%. And if we look at our monthly, we will be able to see that it's about 36.36%. From all this that we can see, we can rely on our weekly as well as our daily for our trend. For our monthly, basically we would not actually go with a trend, as it does not actually support the percent profitable, which needs to be above 50% for the RSI strategy and also the Bollinger Band strategy tester. So what we could do is that, as we can see, there is a slight contradiction, as we can see that our fundamental analysis is supporting more towards bearish and our technical analysis is supporting more towards bullish. What we could do in this case is that it would be best not to trade. However, if let's say we would like to go with the proper training or the proper trading in the market, what we can do is that we will have to look into our fundamental analysis. So as we know that we already have our range, and at the same time we know that we already have our fundamental analysis which is supporting more towards sell, which means that we will actually have to go to our daily and support on our resistance points. And if we look at our resistance points over here based on Fibonacci, we would be able to see that our resistance points is at 1798.68. So we can see that this is our first resistance 1, and our pivot point would be the take profit, which would be at 1781.81, and our stop loss would be at 1809.11. This strategy basically has a percent profitable of winning in the market of about 80 to 85%. If there is any further information that you need, please kindly contact me, Gurmeet. May you have a wonderful day.